out timeline where things is going to take place. They are compressing timeline into all together too small numbers. They compress the message of the change that is going to take place in too short terms. It will not happen that quickly, and your president will be there, his terms out, and he will be replaced with another that are more open for the need of the humans.
Oh, thank you for that. We really appreciate that. And I can tell that you've did what you said you were going to do, and you reconnected my device here because it's now recording again. And thank you. So you say that the information that that they're giving has been compressed, so it's giving them a false sense of time. We hear about Nessara, and that was something, I guess, that Saint Germain had presented to the planet at a given time. Is there any validity in that? Because there's lots of people all over the planet who are expecting or wishing that that trust would come forward and to eliminate a lot of their debt. And what could you share? I know these may be trivial, but for us it's not at all in any way, shape, or form.
There will come a time where all the thinking of possession is going to change completely. There will come a time when you will appreciate that you're receiving what you need to have. You have no purpose in collecting wealth and possession of anything else that is not meaningful for your life. To live your life for the purpose that you decided once that you will have. And you will see this soon. And what you're sending out in your wishes, in your prayer, is what's going to manifest. But there will be no use for collecting wealth. You will receive what you ever need is to be able to live a full life.
So everyone receiving millions of dollars, that's not that. I never.
We see it as a metaphor for receiving what you really need. And that is not millions of dollars. That's it. That is knowledge, love, and understanding, and respect. That is what you need, not greed.
Absolutely. I believe that wholeheartedly. How is it that so many people, I won't even say names, that are able to, that come forward and receive messages as such? I mean, I've never ever received a message like that, but there are people who are highly respected who put out this type of information, and everybody's waiting with bated breath and listening to every word that they say, and they actually believe it. And of course, you know, there's lots of disinformation and things put out there on purpose. But to say that, I mean, I don't know, when I listen to them, they don't feel like they're a negative person, and they feel like they're speaking from an honest place. Is it just a misinterpretation?
Yes, we can say that that is messages and information that has been misunderstood. And why they're putting it out is that they think it's for the good, for the humanity, but we don't think that is a good thing to spread, because that is not going to happen in that way you're talking about. So why should every person in your country need billions of dollars, and should every person on this planet have billions of dollars? Why should I use them for? There is not plausible if you think about it.
I just think that I concur, but it's so amazing that so many people, and some people are just looking for a shred of hope. If you haven't been physically manifest on the planet for a really, really long time in this type of density, it's really hard to understand from our perspective. You know, they say, it's been said that we have never dropped this low, and no one has ever dropped into the low density that the Earth is in. Is that true or not?
That is not true.
So there have been...
You have been in the lower density before.
Here on this planet?
Yes.
Okay, because right now the density should be raising and rising, is it not?
Yes. And if you think about this, that this is coming out of your belief systems very much. If you go to another country, if you go to Africa and ask what they need, do you think the answer will be billions of dollars? Or do you think they will answer that we just want what we need to have a nice life? If you go to an area that is affected with war and crimes and ask them, what do you need? Do you think they will answer peace? Or do you think they will answer billions of dollars? So it's not plausible and it's not possible to bring out billions of dollars to every human on this planet.
Thank you so much. I mean, I when I listen to it, I'm just like, are they serious? And why do they keep saying this? And, you know, and so, I mean, some people are so desperate to think, and there's a lot of desperate people on the planet. Even I know that living here in the United States compared to living in what you would call a third world country, like Africa that you pointed out, that we're in a lap of luxury compared. So I'm always amazed at how people can so believe into it or buy into it. But I'm glad you're clarifying. That's all I have to say. I'm really happy you're clarifying. I appreciate it.
We want to clarify for you that possession of anything will not fill any value in your daily life. Even if you think so for the moment, everything will lose value over time. Even if you buy some new things like a car, you feel happy for a couple of weeks. And the car will maybe do your life a little easier, but that will not fill your heart with happiness. And happiness and love is the only thing that make you grow.
You're absolutely correct. I thank you very much. And how is Lars doing? Is he doing okay? He's
getting a little overheated for the moment because of the vibration I have maintained. So I will step down and let him lower the vibration. But you can still take control of what you want to know. But I have to leave him
All right, thank you very much. We are so honored for your presence. Farewell. And take a long, slow, deep breath. Feel the love moving through your body as it adjusts. And I'd like for you to bring through Hank's higher self, either Augustine or Isabel, or maybe even two of the extraterrestrials that are working with Hank.
Augustine and Isabel is here.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much for coming forward. I appreciate your presence.
Your other friends are busy for the moment.
Very good. Very, very good.
But as you know, we're always with you.
And I'm very happy for that. I see that everything that you've ever told me is all coming to fruition, and I apologize if I ever had any doubt, and for sometimes behaving almost like a spoiled brat.
We love you, Hank. And why should you lie for yourself?
Wow, exactly. I put my notice in at that place, and immediately the phones start ringing off the hook with people who'd like to come in and do sessions with me, and that is making me very happy because I'm very happy doing these, and I don't
like to keep you busy. You know that.
Oh, I can tell, and I'm really happy that you keep me busy because regardless to whatever, I still have bills and I have to keep up my half of my partnership, and I would really like to get out of debt, if possible, or I know it's possible.
You're all working in the right direction and on the right path. You're doing just great.
I had a desire, the entity that just spoke, the 11th dimensional entity that spoke with Lars, had spoke about the blue avian, and he was really relinquishing really amazing information, and you probably sat and watched me run through my house while they were speaking, looking for a recording device, because this one for some reason just went off. Why did this one go off? It was fully charged. Was it too much vibration coming through?
Yes, it was a very high frequency, and you are connected to him in Sweden, so it's affect everything around you too.
Okay. So...
But we think you're fine now.
Oh, very good. May I ask again, do you listen? When these sessions happen, do you come in and listen to everything that's being said and communicated? I figure if I'm here, you have to then.
Everything that is to you, we perceive, but we can't perceive. Everything that is to your partner.
Oh, understood.
That's not for us to know.
Very good. And my partner, as in Lars, who's in Sweden, receiving the information from the high being, is that what you mean?
He's your partner in so many different areas, in many different planes that you even couldn't dream of.
So we've been working together in these type of capacities for a long time, huh?
For a long time and for many times. You did a great work when you was on this planet with all waters when you were in a different body.
When I was a whale?
That's correct.
He was a dolphin, wasn't he?
He was a dolphin.
What type of work could we have done together in that capacity as those species?
You had a high frequency that you shared out of your own realm and surroundings, and you did that by communicate, by sending energy out in the universe.
Understood. Is that why the time that I bilocated when I was in the park in Ohio and I took my shoes off and I was hiking and I stepped into the stream and then all of a sudden my body was in the ocean and I was floating in front of a huge orca whale? Is that what I was connecting with the type of species that I was?
That took you back to that time when you held that frequency and knowledge because of your recollection of your DNA connected to that part of your lifespans.
That was pretty spontaneous too. I just stepped in the water and it was miraculous. It was instant and
water is a miraculous medium.
oh, very good.
You should all pressure it very highly and take care of it.
I know.
It's very precious in the totality of the universe. It's abundant in some places and it's lack in very many other places. So take care of it. You have that responsibility to take care of your planet together.
I know when I take a shower or if I get into a bath, I always send the energy through the water and imagine that it's touching all the water on the entire planet. I know.
That's a good thing, and that water is recycling again as long as you don't put poison and other chemicals in there. It will be fine.
I noticed lately a lot of whales and dolphins have been beaching themselves and dying, and it really makes me sad to see it, knowing the connection that I have had with the species and even Lars himself. Is there a reason why that's happening? Or what is the reasoning?
They are feeling this transition into a higher frequency, and some of them have decided to go on to other area of development. And some of them are distracted and, as you say, beaches by mistake. And that is something they have decided in their contracts.
Understood. You know, there's one question that I've never asked, and I'm not even sure why I don't, but I'm going to ask it now, and hopefully you could go ahead and enlighten me, since I'm speaking about past incarnations. In my second incarnation, I believe that I was Jewish, and I dreamt, and how I came to the conclusion, not because someone told me in one of these sessions, it's because, you know, I've been keeping my dreams for about 12 years, and I had the reoccurring dreams of them chasing me and following me and chasing me and following me. And then they finally caught me in the dream. They put me in the gas chamber with 3 of my brothers from this life, and that's how we died. Would that be an accurate depiction of the second life as a human being in my last life that I had, my last incarnation on the linear spectrum? Is that what happened to me?
You have been here many more times than what you perceive you have. You have been here many more times than 3 times. But you have decided not to bring them forth because you have no need of knowledge of them. And yes, that has happened. And it's originated from your work with the entity you call Jesus in the time of the Egyptians and the Romans. And you decided then in that life that you will show yourself, live your life like a Jew, and in that way make an imprint in history for coming generations.
And how did that, was that helpful?
It was helpful for your knowledge, and it was helpful for the history.
So, since the subject matter is up, and I'm just going to ask, and of course, if you don't want to tell me, or if it's not meant for me to know, then of course I know you're not going to answer. But in the session that I did with a young man named Nate, he said that I'd been here 3 times in terms of in a physical body, 3 times, and as a human being, and 1 didn't count because my mom had a miscarriage. And I was also told in a session that I had decided that I changed my mind, and now this time I'm back here as a human. Now I know they've told me I've been on the planet a lot of times as different animals and different types of things. So yeah, I guess it would be incorrect to say that I'd only manifest 3 times as a physical human being, male, female, something to that sort. So how you said I didn't bring that information forward because I didn't think it was important, or how does that?
You have done work on this planet over 50,000 times. You have been here in so many different forms and energies, and you have been transforming this planet many times before, and you have been a human being for more than 3 times. We can say that you have been a human being for at least 14 times.
14?
Correct. And that life you were talking about was as a female in the gas chamber. Can you remember that?
Was I Jewish?
Yes.
It's really interesting. I never thought about what my sex was in that. I just know that when they caught me, we were in that chamber and we were all smushed together, and it was horrible. And in one of the sessions, they said my last life was very, very hard. Oh, you guys said that. You said it was really hard, and you came forward, and that's why you've been with me so closely this time around.
That's correct.
Which is probably...
Because that scarred you in so many ways, also that experience. So we have to do some healing on you and are close to you for you to be able to heal and become a harmonized being in this lifetime.
14 lifetimes, you say?
Yes. And you have to understand that if you're entering this world as a female or as a male, you vibrate differently. Your frequency is little different. And your goals with that life you're creating a contract for is totally different from lifetime to lifetime.
And this contract in this lifetime, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Isabella is laughing. She say exactly what you wanted is what is happening.
Yeah, but I'm here. Oh, if I'm here, that means she's here then, right?
Sure.
And she laughs or whatever, but is it possible for her to have, when she comes to the planet, when I come in as a female, is it her, more of her who's focused here than myself?
You totally have holding her frequency when you are a female, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sort of holding it now too, what? Maybe?
You're holding a bit of everything, and you're doing just great, and you are on your path, and so much will change for you that we will not elaborate on for the moment.
Of course not.
No, you know it.
Please tell me this is the last time. We're going to go somewhere else next time, right?
If you so decide, yes.
This is a really beautiful planet. I've barely gotten to see it this time around.
And you will be here for a long, long time, yes.
Maybe a couple 100 years in this body?
That's not impossible.
I haven't chosen. We don't come and choose contracts in advance before. Because this one isn't complete yet, and I know in this one we're going to make this transformation into this higher dimension, and we could live to be hundreds of years old. But we don't make contracts in advance. Or are you guys already thinking about what you want to send me into? It's us that's coming, but somehow two of you are there and one of me is here, and you two are me. So
you are us. So are we not always together?
Yes, that's true. So would I be your avatar then?
That was funny. Yes, you can be our avatar.
But isn't...
But you're controlling us also.
Oh, am I?
Sure.
And how am I doing that? Every time I masturbate when I probably shouldn't be?
They're both laughing.
Is it a bad thing that I masturbate as much as I do?
No, not as long as you think it's good for you.
Oh, yeah. It's mine, so I should be able to do anything I want to with it, right?
Exactly.
Okay, very good. Just so we got that clear,
But you have to put out your love bank, and you're doing that.
Okay.
You have to put out also some of your intention in this lifespan, and you're doing that also. You're doing that in your poems. You're doing that, sharing this with so many people, and the right people is able to take part in this through your work and through many others' works. but you're doing just a fine work.
Whenever I get upset about someone criticizing me, how does that make you guys feel? Do I embarrass you in a sense, or do you laugh?
It shouldn't be any idea if you were here with nothing to carry around. You have some obstacle that you need to make you go forward also. And trust is an issue for you. And also a short or irritable personality sometimes. But it's a part of you and it's not harming. So if you not use it to do harm, it will not do harm. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
I don't have any intention of harming anyone ever. Well, you know
have to
that.
understand as a human being, you are also a very emotional being. That's a part of being human. And that is also a very unique ability to have these emotions. So pressure them.
I do. I really do. And, you know, of course, as soon as you say 14 lives, I'm like, oh my God, what was I? You know, and I'm not going to go into all kind of questions about them. But have I always, and I'm just curious. Of course, you know, I'm curious and, you know, I'm going to ask whatever I could possibly get you to relinquish.
That's a part of your personality.
Yes. So had I ever been, I don't think I've ever been evil or had or nefarious intent. Have I ever? I don't think I've come to the planet like that. Have I? Have I ever been a murderer or a rapist or?
No, you have never had that attention to do any harm, but you, in some lifetime, have been egoistic and thinking about yourself, but that was needed for you to have that experience also.
I could imagine that for sure. But I'm doing better.
It's not wrong to be selfish sometimes because you need to nurture your own love for yourself also. As long as you do it in the right purpose and in the right way, it will not harm you or anyone else.
Well, here's a question that I thought about, and I thought that I may have already knew the answer since we're answering, and I'm appreciating all of it. Is it when you come to the earth, when one decides to manifest on the earth, do they have to come here and be everything and live thousands and thousands of lives, or can they come to the earth and have an experience and then move on to, you know, that's a
You can come here just once for just one purpose and then move on.
so you don't have to come and be everything that exists in existence on the planet in order to be able to get off of, because I never ever thought that the earth was a school. I just thought it was a place to go and experience what you're not, or, you know.
In a way, it's a school, but it's a school to learn about feelings.
Okay.
Feelings is something unique to humanity, and to experience all kind of feelings, you need to be in the body. You can't experience ache, you can't experience be betrayed or any else of your feelings if you're not is in this form.
Understood. Do you see the planet healing in this? I'm sure I may have asked this before. I don't know why it's going through my mind again in terms of healing. And there's so many sick and so many people going through so many really horrible things. And I know they've chosen them, and I know part of it is part of their contract or whatever. But what about all the people who didn't make the contract and has been influenced by these man-made diseases and things like that? And, you know, like Dolores Cannon, and she developed this technique of quantum healing hypnosis. You know, she's been able, the technique has been able to heal people. Are you only able to be healed if it's something that wasn't in your contract that or you decided to do when you manifest? Is that the only way you can receive a healing?
You can perform the healing on yourself whenever you want, but if your contract is to come here to experience something, to contribute to knowledge or the different forms of energy that knowledge is, then you will not do the healing and will not be able to understand how.
So have I been contracted to have the illnesses that I've had or illness that I have? Because I sure would like to heal myself.
And you can. And you can ask for help.
And then, but how will I know? Do I just have to have some type of blind faith that, okay, I can trust that? I mean, I have all these interactions with you guys, and I feel so immensely blessed. I see the entities showing up on film. I mean, all of the people who are coming and having these sessions, and they're saying these amazing things. But how will I know if I've attempted? Say, for instance, if I decide, okay, I'm not going to take any more medication ever again because I feel like I've healed myself, and I become very ill.
The obstacle you still have is just the issue of trust. So if you don't trust yourself, then you don't trust anyone else. And if you don't trust yourself, how would you ever be able to say that I don't need this anymore? I can do it. It has to come from the inside out, not from the outside in.
Well, you're inside of me, and what kind of help? What kind of help?
Some is part of your lessons for yourself in this lifetime, but most of them is not necessary for you to carry around anymore. And it has nothing to do with karma, it just has to do with knowledge about feelings and different situations you can come upon or present to you different obstacles in your life that you need to pass with another way of thinking and feeling.
So at night when I sleep and I make an intention to meet you face to face and have a communication with you, I haven't smoked marijuana in a long time. I'm trying to keep myself nice and clear in order to open up a really clear communication. Why can I not? You know, Lars is actually having people physically manifest from high dimensions and actually touching him and shaking his hands. And I know we're different, but what is the block that I have that I can't? Why can't I see you? I hear you in my head.
Trust. You won't really trust yourself with your abilities truly in your heart. When you start to trust yourself and don't ask yourself, can this be right? Is this correct? When you start analyzing everything, it will be clearer for you.
But I think that's happening subconsciously, but consciously, I never say any of those type of things. I never say any of those type of things. If you're with me, you know that. I'm not all day trying to figure, oh, I can't do this. I mean, when
Don't say it loud, but we hear it in your head. So,
with unbeknownst to me, correct?
yes, but you are aware of it. And it's coming easier for you to get rid of this because so much is going to change for you that you have to release some of your so-called issues. You are going to meet so many different persons that you have to feel trusting for, because they can't harm you in any way. They can't make you do anything wrong if you just trust your intuition and your feelings.
When I make an attempt to try to heal my dog, and I notice those things are just keep showing up on her, and I know I'm doing it with all my heart, and I'm not having any doubt. Now, of course, she's not dead, but
she has another purpose, and that's a part of her lesson and knowledge. So sometimes you can't help in the way you wish to, but you're doing good. By doing this, you're sending love to her, and you're showing your respect to her, and that's making a good impact for your dog, or for your dogs, or all dogs you have ever had.
is she going to leave me here soon?
We don't see that.
Oh, very
But
good.
it will be soon.
Very good. Well,
Don't be afraid of that go, Hank, because nothing is gone. Ever.
Well, I put down 2 last year within a couple weeks of each other, 2 weeks of each other. And,
We understand that you will not like to experience that emotions again. And we will try to protect you from this also. But emotion, what kind they ever show up in, is only good. It's only doing great things with your soul.
very good. Well, here's another last question, and this is, of course, about me. This abduction. When I was in the military, and it's never in these sessions where we have these communications. In this particular lifetime, while I was in the military, had I been abducted by, would it be the military, or had it been an extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional? You remember all those experiences that I was having? And I was trying to be brave, and I was trying to see them, and then they'd get in my face and I'd pass out. Were those just dreams of other lifetimes that are bleeding through, or were those actual experiences that I was having?
That was actual experience you had. And it was the military that did the experiment on you without your will. If it should be extraterrestrial abduction, they should never be able to do this against your will. So they use your vulnerability in that time you were in the military. And so many more with you. They have no good attention at all, and no military forces in any country has the good of humans in front of their eyes. And all over the world they do an experiment on their soldiers, and even to civilians.
Have they stopped with me?
They cannot normally get to you in that way. You are protected.
Thank you.
But we sometimes know that you are connected to different communities you're doing work with, and sometimes they pick you up. But you have sometimes no direct recollection of that happening. But soon you will soon be able to see all that is going on, and nothing will be revealed for you ever again.
Nothing will be hidden from me ever again?
Correct.
And so when you say they pick me up, are they picking me up in my physical body or my energetic body?
They often work with you in an energetic body, energetic state, because it's easier to communicate in that state.
And you're with me the entire time, of course.
Yes, of course.
And this is something that I had decided to do before I physically manifest them.
It's something you have done for a very, very long time, and you decided to be a part of.
So when you say community, you're speaking of what we call councils as well. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How's Lars doing right now? Is it time for him to...
We can feel that his blood pressure is dropping, so perhaps you should take him out.
Oh, very good. Isabel Augustine, I love you. I think